Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Virgo. So Virgo, as usual, I'm doing this reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So Virgo, let me ask you something which I feel like is the main question of your reading today. Where are you going? Do you know exactly where you're heading to? Because I feel like you're a little bit distracted, or you don't realize the speed in which you're moving, because I feel like because you're not perceiving how fast you're moving forward, it's like you're not so much in control at first, right? In the beginning of the reading, it seems like you're not that much in control of your own destiny in a sense. But there is like this strong guidance, especially because the strength card here is at the bottom of the deck, and it's coming through as like this divine intervention, almost like this calling out, right? The universe calling you out, but just giving you this alert, this it's kind of like this big intervention so that you can stop, right? And I feel like it's just a temporary stop. It doesn't mean that you're going to have to wait for so long. It feels actually that it's like you're going to perceive this stop or this pause for reflection, not just necessary because you weren't paying attention to it, you weren't paying attention to where you're heading, to where you are, going towards, like this future that you're heading towards. And it's necessary that you pay attention to that. So you need to slow down a bit, because there is, kind of like a speed bump just up ahead, and if you are not aware of that, it's like things could go south. So it's almost like you are being guided, strongly guided, Virgo, to pay attention to the wheel, right? Pay attention to the wheel. So this entire message today is giving me this very clear image of somebody, behind the wheel inside a car, but distracted by something else, because we're beginning with the Chariot, right? It's like this is your vehicle. This is what you're using to go to where you're heading towards, right? Which it's the Wheel of Fortune, right? And this is where the pay attention to the wheel is coming from. But before that, what this chariot was showing me was like a movement this way, but then there was like, this wheel here. It was showing me like an eye, like your eyes are on me, right? So it's almost like you're going one way, but then your attention is to the other side, right? It's almost like you're going forward, but you're looking sideways. So you're not looking to the road in a sense. You're not looking to where you're heading. And that's the reason why this chariot came with this question for you, right? So that you can reflect. And it feels like a very serious question, right? It feels like this kind of like, what is the destiny that you're going towards? Do you know where you're going? Where are you going, Virgo? Because as soon as, because at first I was seeing an eye here on the wheel of the chariot, but the eye looking towards me. And then straight away when the Wheel of Fortune came, and with this strong message of, it's almost like the eye became bigger, right? And it's slowed down, because you see here how it feels like this one is speeding up a little bit more and this one is gently moving, right? So here is a slower movement and here it's a faster movement. And so I feel like you don't realize the speed, the fast speed in which you're moving towards a direction that you don't seem to be paying attention to, which seems to be a destiny that you are, it's almost like you do you know your destiny? Do you know where you're going? Do you know what is this destiny that you're about to fulfill? Because this card came with this strong guidance of pay attention to the wheel. And it's not this one, right? It's almost like pay attention to the wheel that you're using to drive this car, to drive this vehicle, to, go towards where your destiny is. So it's almost like instead of looking sideways or distract yourself with whatever is, distracting you, right? It's like look to the road ahead, look forward, because It's like when you, it's like get back to controlling this vehicle, get back to controlling this car. Because I feel like, as I said, there is like this speed bump. The Seven of Swords here, it's interesting because the Seven of Swords to me sometimes, it appears to me as if like it's coming through as like a committee or a council of angels are gathering, because there is like this alert, this siren, this sign, right? It's like this emergency sign. There's something, maybe you are actually on the road and there's been an accident or something like that, and so this is like the roadblock. It's interesting because the roadblock came up in the, was it the Cancer or was it the Leo reading? I can't remember, but it was one of the recent readings. There was a roadblock, and here it is again for you. But as I said, it's like this is just concerning for you if you're not paying attention to the wheel. But I feel like here the universe intervenes kind of like at the right moment, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune also talks about perfect timing. So it's almost like you get to hit the brakes before you are in the accident as well. I know that this might sound a little bit too dramatic, but it feels like that, right? It feels like you could potentially get involved in something, you know, very serious, I want to say, but because of this divine timing, and because it's like you're no longer distracted, you get back to paying attention to the wheel. It's like you're now connected to the destiny, and the destiny, it's like this is just a temporary stop. As I said, it's just kind of like this speed bump, right? Because you were going too fast. And so in order to slow down things, something comes up that you need to break. It's like you need to slow down. It's like you're being, this is mandatory, right? It's almost, so it doesn't need to be an accident, right? It could just be, you know, what is it called in English? Like when the police makes like these checks, or you know what I mean. I don't know the word in English. It's like they just you know like reduce the traffic, right, to one lane, right, so that they can check for suspects or whatever. It's kind of like that that type of speed bump, right? It's like you no longer have like these free lanes. It's like now everything is cramped up, so it's like you're on traffic jam, right? So it's like slowing down is mandatory. You need to slow down because you have to wait for your turn, right? You have to wait for your it's like for your checkpoint, for your like passing this committee, right? It's like the committee of angels, the council of angels. It's like they're coming in because there's something serious, right? For some reason, it's like it's not, they're not here. It's like this is the divine intervention, and this might not be for you, right? This might be for the ones that are involved in the accident, or the ones that are in this patrol, in this police control checkpoint, whatever it is. It's like these are not your angels, but these angels in a sense are being put there, right, just so that you get like this alert, this sense of emergency brake. It's like you need to brake, you need to slow down because of something else that is helping you to get back to paying attention to this. So the Four of Swords is just talking about a waiting period, right? It's like here, I don't feel like this has something to do with you directly. I'm not sensing that, but as I said, it feels like something that you're going to pass through, that you're going to pass by. And because of that, it's almost like, okay, the moment that you receive this guidance and you get back to paying attention to the wheel, it's almost like you pass through this council of angels, and it's almost like they have a message for you as well. It's not the main thing. It's like they're not there for you, but they have a message for you in a sense. And the message is to just wait in line, right? It's like Thank goodness you're just waiting in line. Thank goodness you're just stuck in traffic jam. Thank goodness you're not the one in the accident. You see what I mean? So it's almost like waiting, it's a blessing. I hope that makes sense. Waiting is a blessing because you didn't realize how fast you were going, right? So maybe this is kind of like a blessing in disguise, right? If you were still distracted until this divine intervention, you know, just helping you to pay attention to the road, pay attention to the wheel once again. It's like now you're back on track and you're going where you're headed, because it's like the waiting game, the waiting period here, it's not going to feel that long, to be honest, Virgo. I feel like even though it could be a bummer, it could be, you know, this speed bump that slows you down, but it's just slowing you down because you weren't aware of your speed. And it's, you know, in order to have control over your destiny, over your fate, it's like you need to be aware of your speed, right? It's like it goes in a different pace than the one that you were going, because it's almost like if you go too fast, you're going to miss something about your destiny, right? Your destination. It's just like being on a car, right? It's like if you are going so fast, it's like you're not paying attention to the landscape, you're not paying attention to anything else rather than the road. But that's the thing about the Chariot. It's like you are not paying attention to the road. So this could be dangerous in a sense, right? So there is this divine intervention, and this waiting is actually a blessing. And as I said, it doesn't feel like you're going to have to wait too long. The Ten of Pentacles here, what this one is showing me is like you're the second in line, right? There's only one other person or one other car in front of you. And it feels like, because you see here how there are two lanes that are completely jammed or completely packed full of things, people, cars, obstacles, whatever it is. It seems like you're in the lane that is actually walking faster, right? It's like, so that's the reason, even though this is making you stop, and because of this divine intervention, because of this council or committee of angels is how they're wanting to be described as, because they're making a circle, right? It's almost like they're creating this aura of blessing, right? And it's like you're picking up a little bit of that blessing with the Four of Swords while you're there. So that's the reason why you have to stay a little longer. And that's the reason why I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is here. And it's so gorgeous because, you know, before I saw the other cards, I was just getting a sense of how fortunate that is, right? You being the second in line, meaning you're not the first one, so you still have a little bit more time to receive these blessings, even though you are not aware of that. Although maybe you are, right? The more you slow down, it's like maybe you will realize that you are receiving indeed this divine intervention, this signal to slow down and stop and just be there, right? But the Ten of Pentacles was giving me this fortunate message of receiving this blessing, knowing that you are the second in line. I don't know why that is significant, but because the Nine of Pentacles is coming next, the Nine of Pentacles is your turn, right? It's like the one who was in front of you, it's now on their way. And because you're the second in line, now you're free to go. And because you are, it's like you are on a lane that you don't even realize how fortunate it is, how lucky you are, right? It's like the question, do you know where you're going? Where are you going, Virgo? Actually, it's a question that gives you all of these reflections. Like it gives you a moment to reflect how lucky you are to be in the position that you are, and then to be free to go in a sense, right? Because it's like you are on the fast lane. It's like you are being fast tracked in a sense. You're being released. You're being let go, right? It's like you're not. It's like either you're not here, you know, receiving this divine attention, intervention, care, right? Because you're not involved in the accident. It's like you were protected from it in a sense. Or you're not going to be checked by the police, or you know, whatever patrol is blocking this road. so that you can continue your path, right? But now you are aware that looking ahead, paying attention to the wheel is really, really crucial. So, I mean, for the safety of your trip, for the safety of your journey, right? And you realize how fortunate that stop was, how that divine intervention was, because it's like you were too close. That's what I'm getting. It's like you were too close, right? It's almost like it's almost like you're getting like this second chance. Maybe that's the reason why it's so significant, like being the second in line. The message or the sensation that you receive is that it's like you're having a second chance to like pay attention to the wheel, right? Pay attention to the destiny. It's like the destiny that is here for you is waiting for you. So if you wait a little bit longer for it, but in a much more adequate, appropriate speed, right, with less distractions, it's like you won't have to go through this sort of divine intervention any longer, because it's like you will have like the sense of sovereignty over the path, over the destiny, over like this destination, right? And as soon as you're the one next in line, right? Because as I said, if it's going to feel like you were very close to this roadblock, you were very close to this accident or this patrol point or whatever. But as soon as you realize that waiting is not as bad as it seems, quite the contrary, it's actually very, very lucky, very, very fortunate. It's like you realize that the waiting actually flew by. The Six of Cups here is just talking about how everything in this reading from the start until now, it's going to feel like a flash memory. It's almost like, the type of thing that it really shakes you to your core. That's the reason why you have this sensation that you have spoken to angels, that you have directly received guidance from the universe, because it's like that flash type of like seeing your life in a second, right? Seeing your life in a second, because something very serious could have happened, but you were protected, right? It's like you weren't there. It's like you were not the reason that the roadblock is there. You're just passing by. You were very, very close, but you realize how fortunate you are to be in the position that you are, second in line. And then, you're the first in line, so you're ready to go. And this is going to feel like something that is now behind you, right? The Six of Cups to me also talks about the past. Sometimes it goes way, way back, right? A deep past. And maybe this is the case for you. Maybe this is not a current situation that you're living right now. Maybe this has already happened for you, Virgo. But for some reason, it's almost like if this has already happened and this is something that it's like you have learned from it, because no matter how long you had to wait, right, in line for your turn, for your chance to just continue on your journey, it's like that this had it left you a mark, right? It left you a mark. It's like it brought you emotions that whenever you go back there, it's like you're instantly grateful, right? You feel how lucky you are, how aligned you are with kind of like this fortune, right? It's like really feeling like you're lucky because you were saved in a sense, right? So it's like you realize that was really, a split second that could have changed your entire path, but that you were being protected, right? So the waiting part, it doesn't bother you at all. It's like even when you look back, it's almost like you're going to say to yourself, Virgo, wow, that was significant. That was something serious and actually was so quick. And maybe it makes you wonder, like, if you were going too fast, perhaps you wouldn't realize how significant this situation was. So overall, I want to say everything is aligned because the purpose is to make you slow down and get back to paying attention to the wheel, get back to paying attention to your destiny, to your fortune, so that you can receive the green light in a sense to just continue forward, right? So Virgo, I am going to pull more cards for you, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.